everyone, to something a little different today. I found this game recently thanks to someone I follow on YouTube, and this game is called Leave It Alone, which, from what I know, is basically we pick up leaves and clean the yard. That is pretty much what this game is, as far as I know. And since I saw someone play it, I was like, you know what, I want to play this myself, so I got the game, which is on sale. Well, I don't think it's on sale anymore, but it was on sale for a time since it released recently. And I got the game, and now I'm going to play it today. So, this is what I'll be doing for the next few hours, or whatever, I don't know. And obviously I will talk about stuff while I play this game because I don't think you guys can deal with me being silent for like 3 hours or something. Picking up leaves and all that. So yeah, I'm doing this today. I haven't really tested much with the audio settings, so hopefully we're fine. I did do a little test, but other than that, not much. But, that's fine. Anyways, I'm gonna hit new game since I never played before. I literally bought this game like 2 days ago. Oh yeah, I think there's a little bit of story here. Oh, I didn't. The dialogue's going by itself. And how come there are so many leaves in here again? Will I ever manage to clean up this cursed yard? Alright. Okay, so I'll have to read through this since I don't know how this game works. I did see the game, but I didn't really pay attention to how the person was playing the game, so... Alright. To seal or not to seal? Okay, we use the left click to pick up leaves. Guessing right click to toss them into the trash. This, thing. Pick up the leaves and dump them one by one or unlock the bag tying ability by cleaning up the entire porch and throw it all at once. Alright. Hold and run. Glorious companions. Let the inlets do the heavy lifting. Oh dear, there's gonna be puns. I mean, the title of the game is a pun, so. They suck up nearby leaves and convert them into Shack leaves, the in-game currency. Use a rake or a leaf blower to herd leaves into an inlet's range. Then watch your pockets grow. Alright. Collections, upgrades. Well, I can't do anything there. Find a way into the garage. Don't hurry unless you can. Oh. Alright. Oh gosh. Oh god. Ah! Immediately, I am going to... There we go, much better. So, I guess I start picking up the leaves. Wait, I can't hold. I had to do it individually. Okay. Alright. Okay, I guess we're gonna do this. Oh yeah, I could use WASD. Because the control guide said the arrow keys, but because my mic's in the way, I really didn't want to deal with that, so... Good thing that's the case. Alright, so I guess we pick up... Okay. Right, okay. Focus on collecting 50 leaves. And then we dump the leaves like that. Oh, we got some money. Okay. So yeah, this is the game. We pick up leaves. Wait, am I supposed to go to the garage already or no? Because the objective said to go to the garage. I guess not. Oh, I don't have money. Okay, I guess we'll all have to figure things out as we continue. So I guess we'll focus on the entrance. So yeah, this is the game. We pick up leaves and do stuff. Okay, I think we could get one upgrade. Oh, go shed shopping. And we still have to get into the garage. What's this? Okay. Why click 100 times so you can just hold the button? Okay, yeah. It's here. Yeah. I saw it on Steam. Well, actually, no, I saw it from a YouTuber I follow, and then I was like, you know what, I want to play this game. And here we are. Alright. Again, okay, now I could hold the button and I don't have to pick it up slowly. I seriously gotta think of what to talk about, because if I just sit here in silence picking up leaves, I'm not gonna make any progress. Alright, dump the leaves. Let's see what I could do. Increase the number of leaves you can gather in one pickup. Okay, let's take all these little upgrades to make it a little easier. Alright. Oh, this is so... Okay, things are starting to be a little more efficient, and that's good. Okay. Reduce the interval between picking up leaves. Oh, so it's like faster per gather. Alright. Okay, other than that... Okay. Wait, where's the shed? Oh, over here? I think it's over here. Let's see. Inspect. Okay. You drag it around so the leaves stick to it, and eventually... Okay. Let's take a look at these items. A leaf blower. Medium leaf bag. Oh, it's increased the capacity. Well, I don't have money right now, so... Oh. Is that how I open... What? Wait. What? I don't think that's gonna stay open forever, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, it's not. Okay. I guess we'll just keep picking up stuff until something happens. I'm trying to think what to talk about, because I know I'm not gonna... I really should not sit here in mostly silence narrating every little thing I do. I guess one thing I could talk about is like a bunch of... Okay, I technically talked about this in my latest art stream, but because I don't really save those, I guess I could talk about it again here. Because something I'm thinking about is just... Like, okay, how do I begin with this? So, recently... I don't know how recent. Oh, wait. Let me go get the medium bag. I know there's an upgrade, but I think this will be good to get. Oh, achievement! Novice investor. Buy an item. Alright. This will be really good for collecting more leaves. Anyways, so... Like, kind of recently... I say kinda because it's been more than a week now, I think. I actually forgot, but... I started thinking about, like... Okay. It's kind of a cycle for me... Can't talk. It's kind of a cycle for me where... At random times, I think about a lot of, like, nostalgic stuff that... Like, you know, something that I really enjoyed in my childhood. Like, you know, classic shows, movies, whatever. And recently I started thinking about, like, Pixar movies. So I was, like, thinking about, like, Pixar movies recently because... I don't know. I guess... Oh, wait, no, now I know. Okay, so basically, this is kind of a strange thing, how I started thinking about Pixar movies again. So, like, just recently, I was just randomly remembering, like... How do I put this? Like... I guess, like, movies, shows, whatever, that have, like, objects that are sentient. Sentient objects. And I thought about, like, this movie with a talking... baseball and baseball bat. And I was, like, trying to figure out what that movie was called, which I did find out. And then I started remembering Pixar stuff because they have, like, some... At least one. Is it more than one? I don't know. My memory's a little fuzzy at the moment. But basically, it made me remember Cars, the Cars franchise. Because, it stood out to me, let's say that. Because when I was, like, I still remember the first day... Not the first... Oh my gosh, how do I put this into words? remember the day I watched the first movie in theaters back in 2006. Vaguely, a little bit. I still kind of remember it clearly. It's kind of like one of those things where you randomly remember, and it's like, you know, like how the human memory, you typically remember your big moments in life, like a wedding, having a kid, whatever, but then you have, like, that random memory you remember, like, oh yeah, remember when the cat scratched the car that one time or something. Like, you just have random memories like that. For me, like, that was definitely one, where the day I watched the first Cars movie in theaters with my family, when I was, like, a little kid. But overall, like, Pixar's... I mostly grew up with, like, Pixar movies. Like, the more I think about it, I definitely did. Like, I have seen, like, other movies, like, from DreamWorks and Disney and all that, but, like, I think Pixar specifically, like, I definitely remember a lot. In my, like, childhood. And, okay, so basically, one thing led to another, and I ended up, like, looking at a lot of stuff related to Cars again. At least on, like, this website called TV Tropes. And... oh, wait, give me a second. But anyways, like, one thing led to another, I ended up, like, reading about Cars on TV Tropes. And I will mention, I've seen the first movie and the second movie. I never saw the third movie. Somehow, like, I just never saw it. And I don't think I've heard much of it, despite the fact it came out in 2017. But anyway, so I was, like, reading things, and then I read, like, I was, like, reading, like, some tropes, and then one of them talked about the third movie. Specifically what happens in the beginning. And I'm like, wait, what? I genuinely was in shock, which... says something because, like, well, it's in the trailers and all that and the beginning of the movie, but I didn't pay attention to anything when that movie came out, so I didn't even know. But anyways, and now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know, I should watch the third movie because I've seen the first two movies. I grew up, like, watching Pixar movies. I should probably, at some point, end up watching the third movie whenever I do, because... I haven't yet, and I have to see if I have time, though, because I do want to see it. Oh, and also, when I kept thinking about that particular moment that happens in the movie, pretty early on, it made me think, like... okay, also when I was reading the page, I saw, like, one of the points made was that, it mentioned, if you made the characters human... the movies would play almost exactly the same. And it made me think, like... how do I put this into words? Like, it made me think a little bit. Where I thought about that scene, and I'm like... if the characters were human, that scene in the third movie would definitely be a lot darker than it already is. And then somehow, a few days later, I thought about it again, and I'm like, you know, what if I just draw that? And I know that's, like, pretty dark, considering, you know, like, considering the human equivalent would be pretty brutal, like, even more brutal, considering, you know, what happens to a human in a crash. But, yeah. I'll just say I already written something like that in my... like, in this project I'm working on the side. Like, it's part of, like, a character's backstory. One of my character's backstories. So it's like, I guess drawing it would be, in a way, good practice for whenever that happens. Like, whenever I have to do that, like, illustrate that in my series. But, we'll see. But yeah, I got that idea. Although, the thing is that, if I were to do that... like, draw that, I have to see the movie first, so, yeah, I'll definitely have to see the movie at some point. Oh my goodness. So yeah, basically recently I kind of got back into the rabbit hole of like, thinking about Pixar movies that I've seen over the years. And also, speaking of which, I still haven't seen Inside Out 2, and I really enjoyed 1, so I really want to see it. I've heard good things about it, but I have to also avoid those posts because I really don't want spoilers for Inside Out 2. Which is kind of weird considering I did spoil myself with what happens in Cars 3. So I'm like, yeah, that's kind of a weird thing, but how could I say I'm avoiding spoilers for this when I didn't avoid spoilers for this other thing? And, well, okay, yeah. Okay, let's get more of that. Okay, I want to keep doing the entrance, so I'll just finish up here. So I'm not over that I have that idea of wanting to draw, like, I guess like a human version of that scene. I will say, if I do that, it might, like, I will say, I don't know how to draw, like, vehicles. So, that will... I don't know. Well, I'll just put that to the side. Like, for that stuff, I'll just wait till the future, like, to worry about. I don't want to worry about it right now. I'm almost done with the entrance. Almost 75%. Anyways, for that little thing, I'll worry about it later. Let's not think about it now. Also, it did make me think, like, considering, like, drawing characters in human form is, like, pretty common in, like, when it comes to a series where the characters aren't human. Like, I wonder if someone has actually done that. I feel like someone did, but obviously I don't know. I never seen it myself, so who knows? I do believe that someone probably already did that at some point, but how am I supposed to know? Also, it's been years, so it's kind of hard to find, like, those kind of posts, I think, because, like, yeah. Although, I will say on Tumblr, like, yeah, it is difficult to find those kind of, like, older posts from, like, before, like, the past year. But there is a way to do that, like, to see older posts, and you have to, like, when you go into the search bar, you have to, like, type the hashtag or whatever, then add before, colon... and year, month, day, and that's how you see older posts. Before a certain point. Which is how I've been seeing a lot of posts recently on Tumblr. Like, I've been going through, like, old posts on, like, certain tags because I want to see old posts again. So that's how I've been, like, seeing, yeah, older posts. Alright. Now we're picking up more leaves. Oh yeah, so if anyone checks my Tumblr right now, they'll definitely see, like, that I've been liking posts from, like, 2017 or something. And that's because I've been using that method to search older posts. I wonder how some of those people feel, like, seeing a random like on their post in 2025, like, from, like, a post they made in 2017, getting a like 8 years later or something. I don't think that's a problem. I mean, it's like people still look at your old work, so I feel like that's an amazing thing, you know? Oh yeah, speaking of which, oh my gosh. When I was, like, looking at, like, I guess fan art and stuff. Anyways, as I was saying, so when I was, like, looking through tags and stuff, like, using the before, like, certain date method, like, I ended up finding this post that I've been trying to find years ago, but I couldn't find it again, no matter what I did. Oh, there we go. Okay, I found the last one. Welcome to the late stage of legal capitalism. Okay, sure, why not? Anyways, so yeah, there was this post. Like, I finally found it recently, but let me give it a little background. So, around the time when I guess this, like, planet personification, like, was going on, there was this post I saw where someone drew, like, their own personal, like, personifications of, like, the solar system planets. And I think it was on the Tumblr radar at the time, which is how I initially saw it. Either that or it showed up on Explore for me, I forgot. But I saw the post, but for some reason I didn't click like, even though I really love the post. And I tried to find it again since, but no matter what I did, I just couldn't find it again. And I kind of just forgot about it, although I did see like this like little series called Planetary Moe that someone I follow made at one point. I don't know if they still make stuff related to it, but I have seen that they did make quite a few things related to it. It's like their own little series, so it makes sense. But anyways, like, yeah, so I never saw that one post again, and, like, kind of forgot about it. But now, recently, I found it, and I made sure to like the post, because I love that post, but I was so upset at the time that, like, I was so upset at the time that I, like, didn't like it and lost it. And I thought the person's account was deactivated. So that's why I thought, like, the post just disappeared, up and vanished or something. But no, it didn't. I managed to find the post again, and I'm so happy. And I made sure to like it so I never lose it again. Yeah, it's related to someone's planet, solar system personified, and I really love it. Glad I did find it though. After all these years, the answers, like I finally saw it again, and I'm like, okay, make sure to like the post. Okay, let's see. Okay. Buy that. Oh, okay. Ah, nice. Alright, let's go try this out. Oh, this feels so strange. I guess it's to gather them and then you pick it all up. I think that's what you use the rig for here. Although I like just picking them up more than doing that. I'm gonna be honest. Anyways, I guess I can talk about like some Pixar stuff again. Oh yeah, something interesting related to Pixar stuff is that I like okay, I would say like, but I find it what I found interesting was what I read about related to Toy Story 2, like the development. Because it was quite interesting. Like, what I read was quite interesting. Because, okay, I don't know how to begin with this. This is based on what I read, so I could be getting some details incorrect. But around the time they were making Toy Story 2, like, they were kind of given a really strict deadline. I wouldn't say strict deadline, but when they had to start over, the deadline didn't change, so I guess it was, like, strict in that sense. But, like, from what I read, so I forgot the beginning portion, but basically, they had to start over, like, a lot of things from scratch 9 months before the scheduled release. And naturally, they were on a time crunch there because they had 9 months to finish the movie because Disney at the time did not want to change that release date. So they had to, like, really, like, work hard there and stuff. And it was quite interesting to read about, like, how it was in a very troubled production. But I think the real interesting thing is that despite, like, how difficult it was, they still managed to make a really good movie within that time frame. But it's also a good lesson of, like, to never, like, let something like that happen again. Because I can imagine that, you know, obviously such a thing is stressful. So, makes sense. But yeah, like, what I read about, like, Toy Story 2 was interesting. As well as, like, one part that I read where, like, they lost a lot of, like, data or something. But fortunately, like, one of the people on the team or something who worked from home at the time had like backups, but like of course at that point they already like had to start things over. But it did save them time to like not have to recreate like assets and models, animations, like a lot of stuff. It's an interesting read. Of course, I probably got some details wrong, but still, it was interesting to read. It was like, I think one part of what I read, it was like, it was also them like basically learning to like split the team into smaller groups to work on stuff, so it's not like all like they have to work on the same thing together or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was an interesting read. Oh, and also when I was reading stuff, I did kind of forget what happened around the time of Inside Out 2's development. Where, yeah, I forgot about the situation that happened, like, when the movie was basically done and set for, like, release, I think. Yeah, I don't know where to begin with that, but yeah, I kind of forgot that happened. Mainly because, like, to be fair, like, a lot's happened, so it definitely, like, jumped over my head, like, as time went on. Yeah. Like, they made a good movie, but it was, like, for the team, it was bittersweet, considering what happened to, like, 14... I think, like, 14% of their team, like, being, like, kicked out or something. I don't know. A rough time. Like, bittersweet, considering the movie did... Like, they finished the movie and it ended up being a success, but they did lose quite a few people. I still want to watch Inside Out 2, though. I really loved the first one. But yeah, it was rough. Also, as I was saying, I do want to see Inside Out 2 at some point. Yeah. I really loved the first one. I will say, I didn't think too much of it when it released. And then I actually watched it, and it ended up being so good. Oh my gosh. I cried a lot when I watched that movie. Like, I didn't expect it to be so good that I literally started crying, like, during so many scenes. I will say the end of the movie... Oh my god, the end of the movie was where the waterworks were very strong. I was, like, crying a lot. And also, it's like, you know a scene is really good when someone explaining it still makes you cry. I remember, like, I saw someone's, like, out of... Like, I don't know, I was, like, kind of, like, in, like, this, like, rabbit hole watching random review videos of movies. And I watched one from the same person that I was watching all these videos from talk about Inside Out. And the way they were talking about the first movie, like, that scene in particular, like, because part of a good chunk of the video was, like, about that scene. I already was feeling the waterworks, like, the tears coming into my eyes, because I was like, oh gosh. And one of the comments was so true, was just like how, like, when a scene's so good that makes you cry, that even hearing someone talk about it makes you cry. Alright, let's see. Extends the usability, makes the rake affect more leaves at once, improves how leaves follow the rake. I'll take the cheaper one first. Okay. Okay. And also, randomly, I forgot that, Pixar made The Good Dinosaur. I will say, I don't like The Good Dinosaur. And I don't think I ever properly watched the movie in full because, I'm gonna be honest, I fell asleep while trying to watch it. Way too much. That I was like, I could not watch the movie at that point. Because that just, like, proof enough I did not like The Good Dinosaur. Yeah, it definitely is, like, one of the, not the greatest movies that Pixar has ever made. Out there. Yeah, oh my gosh. I watched that later down the line. I didn't watch it when it came out. I, like, watched it when it was, like, free to, like, watch on my TV. And I could not watch the movie. I just fell asleep. The visuals are nice, though. Like, which made me think it was more like a test film for like showing how like far they could get to, like making the animations look so pretty. But the story was not the story was not good. I did not like it. I think what probably contributed to that, like the film not being really good, is the fact that like they changed like directors and they rewrote the story or something. So that probably contributed to its failure among like the audience. Okay, I'm also almost done with this area. Come on, pick up the last few leaves. There you go. Bag tying ability, okay. Oh, what's this? Oh, I didn't know. There's one other... Okay. Also, now that I think about it, in terms of, like, movies in release order, the last one I watched in, like, release order, and I mean in, like, okay, like, you know, like, some movies released in, like, 2001 and 2003, whatever. Like, that's what I mean. Not like, oh, this is the order of how you're supposed to watch things. No. Like, the latest, like, Pixar movie I've seen was Coco. Like, I haven't seen any movie after that. As far as I know. Also, I don't remember when Coco came out. Because I do want to see Cars 3, and I never saw that yet. And that came out the same year as Coco, if I'm right. I think? I don't know. It said 2017 when I checked, so that's... that's what I mean. Oh yeah, Coco's so good. I forgot. I wouldn't say I forgot, but like, I didn't point that out, that I really like Coco. I saw that like 2 years later after it came out. I know that because it was before like lockdown and stuff. And I watched it with like my oldest brother's family, so that's how I know. Oh my god, Coco is such a good movie. And apparently there's a sequel happening for it at some point. No, I can't go in here. Sprint. Oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I guess this is how, okay. Anyways, as I was saying, so yeah. Oh my god. Coco is a good movie as well. I feel like a lot of the Pixar movies are pretty good, but of course there is like the mixed review stuff and all that, but yeah. Anyways, like Coco, oh my god. Yeah, that one I also was like brought to tears and all that. Alright, so if I... Okay, let's see. I want to check something with this. There you go. Okay, wait. Punch. Okay, I just wanted to see how that worked. Oh yeah, also from what I read, I don't know if it still holds true to this day. But I've heard that, like, for Pixar movies, they only make sequels if they have ideas for said movies or something. Which I feel like sort of checks out, because I think for the most part, the majority of the sequels they make aren't exactly, like, in the negatives, from what I know. Well, from what I can tell as well. So in a way, that does have some truth to it. And also, speaking of which, I forgot to mention it. So, okay, obviously I mentioned Cars early on. And, so yeah, for like Cars specifically, the franchise, I've only seen the first and second movie. The second movie I've only seen like, I know it for sure I did watch it once. I'm not sure if I watched it twice, is the thing. I don't actually know. But, like, what surprised me was that it actually wasn't well received by a lot of fans. Or rather, it's, like, very mixed review of a movie. Which genuinely shocked me. I think the more shocking thing was people saying The Good Dinosaur was better. And I'm like, no, it ain't. I'm gonna be honest. No, it ain't. Well, honest for like how I see it. And because like I think it shocked me because I didn't think the movie was that bad. Of course, when I remember some parts, I do agree about the villain antagonist person. Like their reason is weird or something. I don't know. But other than that, I didn't think it was like so bad, but I will agree that it does feel like a spin-off. Like sequel chronologically, but more like a spin-off in terms of its story. I think part of it may, like, why it feels like that is because they did have to rewrite a new script for the movie because, according to what I read, their original plans for the movie had to be changed because, the voice actor for one of the characters passed away 2 years after the first one. And they had, like, plans of having that character involved in the second movie, but then, obviously, that changed because the voice actor passed away. So, that did, like, in a way contribute, I bet. I guess. So, I could see... Yeah, I could see that. But personally, I didn't think it was, like, that bad. Like... I didn't think it was, like, the worst thing ever. Like, I thought it was good, but I can agree that it does feel like a spin-off. And definitely so, like, when I read about the third movie, because the more I read about the third movie, the more I'm like, this feels like an actual sequel, storytelling-wise, to the first movie. But still makes brief references to the second movie, but not, like, a lot of it. To the point that you don't technically need to see the second movie to have context for the first one. I mean, the third one. So, yeah. But yeah. Also, I may not have watched the third movie yet, but from simply reading about it, I thought it sounded pretty good. Like, it seemed pretty good of a movie. I still have to see it, though, so, I mean... yeah, I thought it was pretty good based on what I read. Gosh, I really want to see it. Also, every single time I'm trying to remember, like, 2017, specifically with, like, movies and stuff, I can't remember anything about, like, if I've heard of Cars 3 or not. Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure that one scene pretty much got everyone talking about it for, like, a time. And I'm like, how the heck do I not remember it? How the heck do I not remember any of this? The world may never know. Oh, and also when I kind of got back into all this, I learned that it's apparently a meme to question the logic of the Cars universe. Which I don't even know where to begin, but it was definitely something that I read about. Oh my goodness. Because, like, the Cars, like, it's basically the franchise is now known as, the one where if you think about it too much, it will hurt your brain. Because there's, like, a lot of, like, because according to, like, people, there's a lot of that, like, logic stuff, like, questioning the logic of how anything makes sense, of, like, how does this work? How, all this stuff. And, oh my gosh. Alright, now we can go to the garage. Run! Quickly now. Yes! I'm inside. Unlock the garage. And now the door's gonna stay open. Okay. Oh. Alright. But anyways, as I was saying, so... Oh, wait. Wait, what? Oh. Swings. Man, I love how the basement is just filled with leaves. Anyways. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like... Something I've learned after I got back into Cars a little bit, or just Pixar stuff in general, is that, like, apparently the Cars universe is so confusing too many that you just start questioning the logic of like a lot of things with it. Of like, how were the cars made? Where are the humans? How do they have kids? Just all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I like how it's just unanimously agreed upon that, like, you should just not think about that. Like, just don't think about it. Just accept the logic doesn't make sense and move on. And I remember I watched a video where someone pointed out that like some people online started making like diagrams. So like this is the anatomy of a car in Cars, and I'm like, no. I'm just like, why? And ever since I saw that, I'm like, please, I don't want to see that post ever again. Just because it's so absurd. Oh, that's cute. Oh, wait. How many areas are here? Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize there's this. Okay. Okay, wait, let me look at all this. Jump into a big leaf pile. Collect mysterious photos. Hit the basket with everything you can. Tie bags full of leaves. Dump a leaf bag from an impressive distance? Acquire bag tying, sprint, and crouch abilities. And get onto the shed. Right, so it's telling me to do this. That's not how it... Okay, I'm gonna see something with this. Wait, did that count? Oh, interesting. Okay, I have to do, like... to do this 3 times. 3 times! 2, and... Well, I got 3 of them. Wait. No, wait. Unless it has to be something else. Never mind. Let's get this basketball. Gosh, now I just can't stop thinking about that. Like, people questioning the logic of the Cars universe. And I'm like, yeah, let's just not think about this. Oh, and speaking of which, like, so basically, you know how you said that, like, that there was, like, a one person... A few people, in fact, but at least like one person mentions how if you change the characters in Cars to humans, the plot will pretty much be the same, or something like that. But of course, it can't be one-on-one because there has to be differences. And anyways, like, it wouldn't be one-on-one, like, if the characters were human. Which has led me to, like, thinking about, like, how does the beginning of Cars 1 work if the characters are human? Because, like, how the heck would this make sense? And one thing I thought about is, like, the main character just sleeps in his car for some reason, but that wouldn't make sense, so I'm like, you know what? How about we just don't think about that? It's such a good point to make, because I'm not sure how it would work. Oh, there goes Stream Elements. But yeah, like I was just like, wait, how does the beginning of the first movie work if the characters are human? Because it's like, how the heck would this make sense? This basketball. Why is it so bouncy? Why is the trash bag easier to use? Forget it! Oh wait, I have another bag. Alright, let me... Okay. Tie bags full of leaves. Okay, let me look at these. Usable range of the rake. I'll buy the second upgrade for these two. Let's see. Dump a leaf bag from an impressive distance. Hit the basket with everything you can. Oh, maybe it's saying I have to find like 3 things to throw into that thing. Nope, I can't pick that up. Okay, I'll at least dump this into the thing. There we go. Alright. I do need to do that one achievement, so we gotta stack a bunch of leaves. Okay, maybe if I'm gonna do this, I probably should. Let's see. I think I'll upgrade more of this. We don't need a leaf blower anytime soon, so it'll be fine. We don't need to worry about it. Also, now that I thought about it, I just keep thinking about it. It's like, how would some things work in the Cars, like, still work from the Cars movie if the characters were human? And I'm like, I'm trying to think about that now, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how that would work. it can work, but also, I don't know. But yeah, now I'm just like thinking about that a little bit while I'm breaking these leaves into a giant pile to jump in. Yeah, I'm thinking about this now. I guess it's like it's sort of this. I will say for me, this sort of started when ever since I read about that one scene from Cars 3 because when I read about that, I'm like, how like it would be so dark. Like, it would be even darker than it already is if the characters are human, considering how bad it can be for a human to get involved in, you know, a car crash, of all things. Oh, this is gonna be a little annoying because this bench... Oh, I could just... Never mind, I could just push it. Okay. Never mind. I thought I can't move it for some reason. I thought it was a static image, but, I mean, static model in the environment, but no, it's not. Oh, yeah, I think the reason why I can... Okay. 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 How do I start with this? Okay, so, like, I saw a post, and it did make me think of, like, how bad a car crash would affect a human. And it's because I saw this one post where someone was like, if the non-human characters in the Pixar movies are human, how would that change the plot of the movie or something? And, like, someone mentioned, like, Cars 3 would probably not happen, and I'm like, bro, do you not realize how painful it is for a human in a car crash? Like, it's like, no, I think it could still work. Like, oh yeah, one thing I read about, which was... Okay. Like, wait, my brake is gone. Okay. But, like, but I saw someone say that, and I'm just like, bro, it would still, it would still work because like, you know, I will say one thing I read about, like, a little bit in, like, Cars 3 is that, like, technically, like, how, like, it's mentioned in, like, in the tropes page, there's a mention of the, Oh, I got the achievement. Yay, I jumped into a big pile of leaves. Alright. Now let's pick them all up. But anyways, so basically, one thing I saw on the TV tropes page for Cars 3 was mentioning artistic license, where it's mentioned that if things were a little more like real life, like the new gen racers would be like part of their own series of races, like thing, like, I don't know. But of course that's not the case in the movie because otherwise the plot wouldn't happen. And then it made me think of that post where someone's like, the movie wouldn't happen or something. It's like, no, I feel like it would. I think, like, and if the characters were human, I think, like, obviously the tech would be, like, the same. But, like, the being out of focus and all that would definitely play a factor into pretty much probably making the exact thing of what happens still happen. That's a little confusing, but... I think what I'm trying to say is, like, yeah, we could still work if, you know, the characters are human, you know. It just would be a little different, but still lead to the same end result. And also, the more I, like, looked into, like, what happens in that movie, I'm like, yeah, it can still work if it's human. It just would be, like, kind of a little different, considering, obviously, how bad a human could be, like, how, like, you know, what happens to a human in such a very traumatic situation. Alright. Oh! Didn't even realize there was a trash bin there. Well, let me go. Okay, let me do this. I didn't even realize there was a trash bin there, which would make sense considering the obvious. Let me do this real quick. Actually, no, I'll just toss them all back. Can I seriously not, like... Gosh, I really wanted to throw this into the thing, but it's so hard. Maybe I had to be in the distance, because it's, like, kind of annoying. Because it bounces and all that. But anyways, that whole thread I saw where it's like, if the non-human characters of the Pixar movies were, like, human, how would that change a plot? And it's so interesting to read about. I think one of them was kind of funny, but also like, oh gosh, the dark implications. Was like, so it's like, ah yes, Toy Story, where you have living humans in this toy box or something. I don't know what the comment was, but the immediate reply to that was like, ah yes, I love when the movie goes... like, changes to the horror genre. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So yeah, that was something I read related to that. Yay, I did that. Everything you can. Okay, I need a different object for that. Okay. Dump a leaf bag from impressive distance, which I'm guessing has to be... Oops. Like far away or something. But yeah, that whole thread was interesting. I don't recall too much of what I read though. I think I just saw the point of like cars and it was interesting. And similar to that entire discussion with cars, like, of like, oh, how would the movie change if they're human and stuff? And a different post, but still pretty much the same idea. I like how... like, someone mentioned, like even, like, asked the same thing with, like, how does the first movie make sense if the characters are human? Because, obviously, in the beginning of the movie, the main character, Lightning, so, how do I put this? Oh my gosh, it's been so long, but I still remember how the movie plays out a bit. Where, like, it was at night, and then, like, these, like, delinquent vehicles were just, like, messing with, like... Mac, I think his name is. And then, like, basically, I guess, like, the movement and chaos kind of caused, like, something, the one of the little figures to drop onto, like, open the latch button, and, yeah. And you know how it goes there. And it's like, yeah, how does this work if it's human? If the characters are human? Because I don't even know how that would work if the characters are human. And then there was this post where just... I was just post saying, it's like, yeah, they just, like... And, like, just, like... He just sleeps in the car for some reason. And I'm just like, that wouldn't enough. I don't think that would quite make sense, but in a way, it probably would. I don't know. Who knows? It made me think a little bit. And I'm like, yep. Oh my goodness. So many leaves. Picking up all the leaves. Alright. Wait, when do I get... Oh, I get the crouch ability here. Okay, that makes sense. Anyways. Oh yeah, also that one post, someone said it's like, what if the characters are human? I didn't know, it's just so funny. Where I'm like, no, that would not work if the characters are human, but like, it's kind of funny how... Someone's like, so you're telling me... It should not be this funny, but like, someone's like in the response to this one comment, it's like, you're telling me that if they're human, they still be in the cars. They still be inside the cars. It's so dumb, but I love it. So yeah, that was something. Just like, I don't think that's how it would work, but someone's like, what if it is? I'm like, but yeah, that was, that response made me laugh. I did like how in that one, the response I saw in that post was like one of someone drawing Lightning as a human and just sleeping in the car. And it's just like, yeah, this is probably how the beginning of the movie happens, even though it's still like, if they were human. I had to specify that because obviously, like, if they're human, it's like, how does some parts make sense? Okay. Alright, anyways, keep picking this up. Oh, and also, speaking of which, I am, like, currently thinking of, like, making my own personal human designs of, like, the characters. Only some characters. I don't think I'm gonna do one for every character. Because, like, I know it would be really difficult for me. So I'm just, like, selectively picking which characters I'll, like, give a human design or something. I don't know. We'll see. I do need to, like, get outside of my comfort zone with drawing. I do want to experiment with more things, considering I do want to make a series, like, illustrate the whole thing. But, like, I do have to make characters actually look old. But, I'm probably just taking the anime route for a couple characters where they could be, like, 30s, but they look 25. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, and speaking of which, okay. Speaking of, like, human designs, I just remembered. So, like, I think in terms of, like, drawing characters as humans, WALL-E, the robots of WALL-E is definitely, like, among, like, the Pixar, like, stuff, I think, like, the characters of WALL-E, like, the robots specifically, obviously, are very commonly drawn as humans. I don't know how common, but I definitely, when I started seeing fan art of, like, WALL-E characters as humans, like, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Obviously the robots, because there is humans, yeah. But in the case of, like, the robots in WALL-E, it would be, they're still robots, but they have a human appearance. And thinking about it a lot, I just really love it. I really love that idea. I remember seeing a post related to that at one point. I don't know when, but it was like when I was still on this website called DeviantArt. Before I stopped, because being on that website made me uncomfortable, considering the kinds of thing. Obviously, it's not the whole website, but a good portion of it. There is people who draw works that make me uncomfortable. And because of the lack of filter system on DeviantArt, I could not be on there much anymore, so that's why. But on the side that didn't make me uncomfortable, you would see a lot of great works from people. And one of them, and quite a few of them, was, like, related to personifying characters from the movie WALL-E. Yeah. Oh, speaking of WALL-E, I do love that, I do love that movie. I think I watched it a year after it came out, I think. Because I know for a fact I did not watch it in theaters. I think when I first saw it, or, like, show up, or, you know, whatever, like, I didn't really think too much on it, but after I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's such an amazing movie. And I think the older I've gotten, the more I began to really, really appreciate it, because WALL-E is basically like a story where you don't really need words to tell a beautiful tale. Like, many words. Yeah, I do like that movie. Yeah. Alright, picking up all the leaves. Also, what else? Yay! Yeah, I can crouch now. Okay, that was that objective. Oh, let me go. Okay, max all that out. So now we have all this. Alright. collect mysterious photos. Still have to do that. Hit the basket with everything. So there has to be like a third, like, item. Okay, what other movies do I want to talk about? I think what I do want to talk about is the... What would it be? Oh wait, let me go find... Is there... Couldn't one of these be used to throw into the thing? The court? Because it has to be like 3 different items. Like the basketball, the leaf bag. So, I wonder... I'll worry about that later. What other Pixar movies to talk about? I would talk about Monsters Inc., but it's like... Okay, but I want to talk about something else instead. I will say, I do like how for the world in Kingdom Hearts 3, like, that is basically Monsters Inc. I do like how in that game, it's basically like acts as like a sequel to the Monsters Inc. movie. Because they're like, because it's like, oh no, we don't scare the humans anymore. We make them laugh and stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that in Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm like, oh, it's a sequel. Like, the world is set like a sequel. Oh yeah, there's one I've seen quite a few posts of recently. A movie called Ratatouille. Which, oh my gosh. I still remember seeing, like the commercials for that movie as a kid. Because, like, I really wanted to see it back then. But I never got to see it in theaters. So I ended up having to watch it, like later on. I think when I already almost forgotten about it. But then I watched it and I'm like, oh, I love this movie. I think the movie... I don't really know for sure, but I think the movie is sort of the reason why... it contributes to why I really love cooking. Although I'm not really much of a chef, and the most I make most of the time is like simple dishes, but it makes me really love cooking. That's why I do like that movie. I will say I did not realize, I never realized it when I was younger, and it probably took me until recently to realize this, that the chef guy, that Remy, I think that's the name of the rat, looked up to, like, I didn't realize this until recently, but the guy in the movie, he died from grief. Like, his death was because of grief. But anyways, like, I did not realize that, like, until recently, like, how that character died. What's interesting, from what I read in TV tropes, apparently it's not that far off from reality for someone to die from grief, from, like, I guess, like, a negative criticism? Because apparently, like, in this particular case, it's kind of dark, but... Well, kind of is an understatement, but, like, apparently, whoever added this to TV tropes, apparently, according to them, an actual chef in, like, Europe or something, actually, like, that essentially happened, but out of fear that, like, they would get a negative, like, review or something? I don't know. It's pretty dark. But, basically... To point that out, like, it's, like, while it seems a bit much for the movie, it is something that has pretty much happened at one point. Anyways, let's not think about that. Hit the basket with everything you can. Okay. Apparently there's a soccer ball here. Alright, let's focus on the little things. Wait, where do I get the... Wait. Huh? Oh. Oh, this is the shed area? Okay. Oh, God. Am I stuck? Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, my goodness. I thought I was for a second. Okay. I like the leisure area. I did not know that this was something. Alright. Oh yeah, one movie, I should probably point this out, because I just realized it's one I should have mentioned as well. Yeah, so, oh my god. It's not like I forgot. I just didn't think to mention it a little bit. But, oh my god. How do I put this? Like, okay, so there's the movie called Up, and that too, I adore that movie. But yeah, I feel like Up is a good mention to make for like a Pixar movie that is pretty good. And also emotional. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's a movie with a very emotional beginning. Like, yeah. But yeah, the movie Up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's... Oh my god, the beginning is really emotional. I think I did see that movie in theaters, I will admit. I think I did see that movie in theaters. Yeah, there's quite a few movies I did see in theaters. Others I have not. I think the one I remember most that I've seen in theaters was Cars. The first one, obviously. Like, which is so weird. Mainly because, like, I will say what contributes to me remembering when I watched that movie is the fact that, like, I don't know. It just is. It's like one of those random memories I have. But in this case, I randomly remember it. And also, on the day I watched it, I was wearing a red-colored shirt. So that kind of contributes to the memory a little bit. Yeah. Just one of those things I just randomly remember. But yeah, I did see it Up in theaters, I believe. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember it. When did Up come out? I think 2009? I don't know, gosh, it's been so long. But yeah, the beginning of Up, oh my gosh. And also later on, when they play the music again, it just, the sad music again. Oh my gosh. Oh, I got the grill unlocked. Oh good, we don't have random fall damage. Imagine we do. Oh, that would be so bad. Oh yeah, dump all this. Oh, I think I could get the leaf blower now. Yeah, I think I can. Let's do that real quick. The game froze for like 5 seconds. Okay. That scared me for a second. I unlocked the grill area. Oh wait. Oh yeah, also, in the case of Up, like there's one part in the montage of like Carl and Ellie's marriage life that I will say, I don't think a lot of kids would understand what that meant, like one part of it meant. And neither did I. And I think it took like years for me to realize what was actually going on in that one scene. And oh my goodness. Oh. Another little postcard. But yeah, that one scene in the montage in the beginning, like, definitely, obviously, a lot of kids wouldn't get it until they're older. And obviously, I, too, did not get it until I was older. But, oh my gosh, when I, like, learned, realized that, like, what it meant when I was older, I was like, oh, that makes it so... Like, it already is pretty depressing, but that makes it even more, like, depressing. Oh yeah, when I was reading about the sad, like, things and Up on TV tropes, like, oh my gosh, like, simply reading at least, like, the later bit, like, how do I say it? Like, later on when it was, like, it turns out that the journal was filled in the whole time, like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like, simply reading that made me cry. Just, because it was like, oh yeah, I forgot that bit later on made me cry because, like, oh my gosh. Yeah, the movie had good moments. It did seem silly. Like, the fact that the house was carried by a lot of balloons was, like, a bit silly, I guess. But to me, obviously, like, I don't think it was that silly to me. Well, as a kid, watching it. But to be fair, they showed that in the trailers so many times, so I mean, like... Unless you haven't been watching the trailers, I guess it could be silly, but, you know. And I did like that movie. I do like a lot of the Pixar movies. The Good Dinosaur being one I definitely don't like, though. Oh my gosh. Half the time I don't want to think about that movie being a thing, because, like, it definitely wasn't the greatest movie Pixar ever made. The quality in terms of, like, the environment, like, the environments they made, I do like that, but story-wise, it was not a good movie. I fell asleep watching it. What else to talk about? Gosh, what other, Oh yeah, also, I keep forgetting that Pixar did Finding Nemo. Also, oh my gosh, the amount of times I've seen Finding Nemo growing up is way too many times. I think I saw that movie way too much at this point in my life. I was like, it's not like I forgot that's Pixar, but it doesn't, like, I don't really think of it being Pixar for some reason. Even though it was made by Pixar, because, yeah. I have seen, oh yeah, I did, oh, and also for its sequel, I did watch Finding Dory in theaters. Gosh, I feel like for quite a few of the, Pixar sequels, like, all of us who were, like, a lot of us have seen, like, these movies when we're, like, kids, and then just, like, being, like, grown up in a theater full, like, of kids who want to see Finding Dory is definitely something. But yeah, I did see Finding Dory. I think what was pretty, like, surprising. I wouldn't say surprising, but it made me notice that, like, I think for, like, films like Pixar's, they typically try to, like, keep the same voice actors for characters. Unless something, like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say unless something happens, because in the case of, like, Cars, the one character, I don't think I said the character's name, but if I'm right, the character's name is, like, Doc or something. His voice actor passed away, and it's one of those cases where you really would not want to replace that person. Like, so, like, the character died with them is the trope here. And it, like, one of those cases where the character died with them. Like, because it's like, you, like, you know, like, their last role in, like, voiceover and stuff. In this case, voiceover and, like, no one else can replace, like, be replaced for that role, so, yeah. Oh yeah, what's interesting is that the third movie brings back a lot of, like, kind of goes back to, like, what happened in Doc's past. Like, the third Cars movie. And from what I read, they've done it really cleverly, where, like, where they made use of unused voice lines for, like, their ideas of the first movie, to then be used for the third movie, which I thought was pretty clever, considering, you know. But yeah, like, from what I've seen with Pixar stuff, like, they typically avoid having to replace people. Like, especially if, like, the role was really, like, made for the character or something. Oh, let me also dump some of this. No, don't do that. Anyways, the whole point of me mentioning, like, I'm surprised it was, like, the same cast. Because, like, and making me think, like, yeah, now that I think about it, for the most part, like, Pixar, like, usually, like, tries to keep the same people for, like, the roles and stuff. Like, the reason I mentioned that is because, like, it's because it's been a long time. Like, Finding Nemo was, I think, 2003? I don't remember which year it was. But it was, like, it was very early 2000s. And, like... But, like, because Finding Nemo was, like, early 2000s and Finding Dory was 2016. Like, it's because, like, it's been so long. That's why I thought that, you know? Like, it was, like, sort of not expected it to be the same people. Yeah. I guess it just depends on the series and the medium or something. I don't know. Because obviously in anime, like, they would have no choice, like, mainly because if it's like, you know, adaptation or something. I guess adaptations in general, like, it's like they would have to replace if something like, you know, the original actor dying happens, because like they can't just leave that character mute and stuff. So just something to think about, you know. Also, like, I think the most interesting thing about reading about like Pixar movies, like the trivia stuff, like fun fact, so and so in the development or something like that. Like, it's so interesting to read about. Yeah, it's just so interesting. I think it's just interesting to read about how movies are developed and stuff. What other movies have Pixar made? Like, there's The Incredibles. Oh, and speaking of which, I find it weird when people are like, oh my gosh, why does this character have such a petty motive for being, like, a terrible person? And then whenever I see comments like that, it's like, they always say it's like, why would they write this? And it's like, didn't, like, The Incredibles happen and the villain in that one had the most pettiest reason for becoming evil and doing his crimes and stuff? Like, because in The Incredibles, like, the antagonist, the villain of the film, like, he became the way he is, like, killing all the supers and stuff because his idol essentially rejected him for a good reason, because he was a kid at the time. But still, like, and that is, like, the pettiest reason he, like, did what he did, because it's like, seriously? Obviously, when you're older, you're like, seriously? But it's like, but the point of mentioning here is that, like, I find it weird when people are like, oh, why is, like, it's like saying, like, someone who has a petty reason for doing what they did, and it's just, like, calling that bad, like, why would they write the character like that? But it's, like, honestly, not that far off from reality, considering how people would do the most ridiculously messed up things because of something so petty. Like, I've seen, like, quite a bit of true crime where it's like that, and it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into too much of true crime, since obviously it is actual real life, like, crimes and stuff. But there was one case where, according to, like, the investigation, the motive that the suspects gave for, like, why they killed, like, their best friend, in this case, is because they didn't want to be her friend anymore. And it was so, like, that motive annoyed me, like, greatly. Just, like, seriously? Like, just a moment of, like, it just really grinds my gears. Oh my gosh. Like, one of the worst motives for people doing what they did, like, that I have seen. Oh my gosh. And the list can continue, but I'm not gonna go into too much on true crime. I will say I do watch it a lot. I watch quite a lot of true crime. So, yeah. Oh, ah! Gosh. I got distracted. I just bumped into the doors. Alright, let's see. I can definitely increase this. Okay, upgrade those. Wait, how much is the next upgrade? 35! Oh my goodness. Alright. Now that we've done that, we can have the pool area. Oh, let me go dump 51 of these real quick. Will this balance out the... No, never mind. Alright. I have to slowly move these leaves. There's the maze. Upgrade strength. Alright, let me see. What do I have to do? I collect the rest of the photos. Hit the basket with everything can. Dump a leaf bag from an impressive distance. Not sure how to do that one. I'll try my best, but I don't know. Pick up the leaves. Pick up the leaves. Alright, let's go down here. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, is this like another thing? Let me see. Oh, no. No! Okay, let me do something with this real quick. Actually, no, let me go move this here. And we'll come back later. I think it's easier to put it into, like, a pile. And then go from there. Oh, gosh. My things are in the way and they keep knocking over. And it's getting annoying. Oh, yeah, by the way. It is, like, slightly related to Pixar. But, I don't know why, but I saw a I don't know why someone made this, but I saw a clip of someone just replacing, okay, the name of the character in Genshin is Escoffier, but I call her Coffee, because why not? But like the character, who I call Coffee as a nickname, someone, I don't know why, but someone, like, someone made, like, someone made a clip where it's, like, it's basically replacing Coffee with Remy from Ratatouille, and I'm like, why? It was so random, and I'm like, what the heck is this? And what's funny is, like, when I saw that, I literally said, like, I saw that on Instagram, and I, like, literally, I didn't like the post, I think, but I wish I did share it, though. It was too weird that I just closed the window when I saw that. That's basically what happened. But around the time I saw that post, I literally told myself, man, I want to see more Pixar-related posts show up on Instagram, like, naturally for me. And then I saw that, and I was like, I may have said this, but this is not what I meant. And, yeah, that happens. Oh my goodness, some relief bags. It's the most random thing I saw. I'm like, why? So yeah, that happened. Man, I really want to watch the, like, Pixar movies again. What does that feel so, Chris? It is. So, like, why? The fact that someone took the time to do that. I think the most interesting thing with some of these, like, very cursed things is that someone definitely took the time to make it. Oh wait, I just realized there is a couple leaves that I should be getting up here as well. Because they're gonna fall if I complete clearing out the pool to get all those leaves. Yeah. Honestly, I think that's, like, that could be applied for a lot of things. Like how people took Yumizuki's alt and basically made, like, the Genshin guys, like, do that. I do, oh my god, it's so random, but I do like seeing, I do sometimes like seeing those clips, but mainly because it's just so funny, just to see, like, the Genshin guys do something that is obviously not their own animation. Gosh, I still remember the Alhazen one I saw with Nahida's alt and skills and stuff. I have heard a Yumizuki one. Am I right? Like, I saw that in one person's, like, video where they were reacting to, like, best creations or something. I don't know. Where if I remember, like, that particular one was like for the Yumizuki one, they used, like, all haze of it. They comment T-posting and stuff. Like, was like the I don't know what happens in Yumizuki's ult, but it's like she does her animation and then a thing is placed in the field, and that's basically what happened. Also, oh my god, I cannot forget about the Nahida one. I'm still not over the Nahida one. Just, like, when I saw that clip and then the jumping was what, like, got me laughing so hard. just like, why? I think my favorite thing with silly things like this is when you have a character who 100% would not realistically do this, like, and they're made to do it. Still not over that clip. Just Remy in the place of Coffee, Escoffier. Just why? It's so random. I think the part I can't get over about seeing that clip was that I literally was thinking, man, I want to see more Pixar-like things posts show up on Instagram for me, and that happened. Uh-oh. No. I got it stuck now. Oh, thank goodness. If that bag got stuck there, I would be so upset. Okay, I'm gonna dump some of these. This guy. Yeah, pretty much. Interesting enough, I actually have been seeing some Pixar stuff show up for me. And of all the ones I have seen show up, for some reason, nothing related to cars show up automatically for me. It just knows that I'm going to see the movies. I think I might end up watching all 3 movies again. I won't. I never saw the 3rd one, so it technically would be 1 and 2 again. But, like, I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, I should probably watch all 3 of them again. Well, all 2, and then the 3rd one. Yeah, I probably should, just because, like, the 3rd one is more, like, its story is more tied with, the 3rd one's more tied with the storytelling that went on in the first movie, so it would probably make sense I watch it again to remember what's happened and all that. Alright, let's do this. I want to put them all in a giant pile and then make all the bags and then toss them above the pool. Well, this is going to take a little bit. It shouldn't take too long with this. And this game is just so satisfying. It's like Power... Like, obviously, it's like Power... Obviously not the same thing, but like Power Wash, except you're, like, clearing out the leaves in this house, like, lot. Also, now I think about it, I'm just not over all the... When I think about people questioning the world building at Cars, just the fact that the one thing that is brought up constantly is... like, where are the humans? Yeah, it is the fall season. Anyways, I was saying, like, I like how, like, the one, like, thing people ask about Cars is where are the humans and stuff. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I'll definitely watch, like, the 1st and 2nd movie again before I see 3. I don't think I don't need to see the 2nd movie again, but I rarely saw the 2nd movie, and I personally want to see it again, so I'm gonna do it anyway, like, when I get around to that. Yes, the best part is when you gather them all and you just put your mouse cursor on top of the pile. Also, speaking of which, I do like the fall season. Partially because my birthday is in the fall, but also I do like Halloween. I like spooky month. And fall does have nice colors, just like spring, so... Well, all the seasons have really beautiful colors, but like specifically fall, I do have like more preference because of like Halloween, spooky season, and yeah, my birthday. Also, at the moment, still no character in Genshin shares my birthday. But there's so many October birthdays for, like, characters in Genshin. None of them have shared my birthday yet. Like, the closest character is Xingqiu, whose birthday is the day after mine. But the interesting thing about that is that, like, because of time zones, people celebrate, like, people in different parts of the world celebrate his birthday on my birthday, so... Even though it's technically the 9th for those people, so... Yeah. Like, there are characters that share my birthday. It's just that they're typically not in any of the series or games I, like, experience. there is Kiki from Animal Crossing though, but I got into Animal Crossing more recently, but so yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh, I should probably not do that with a mouse because the frame rate will probably mess up there. Still waiting for the day a character in Genshin shares my birthday. I will say, if there is a character like that, I will obviously I will get the character, no matter what. Oh, and also, no character in Reverse 1999 shares my birthday yet. I thought there was, but it was kind of hard to like look up like characters and stuff because I don't think anyone's like made a page organizing when everyone's birthday is. But so I had to rely on the game's calendar telling me, because they do give like a little gift of sorts like when it's a character's birthday. And no one shares my birthday. Like no character in Reverse shares my birthday. So yeah. All right, what to talk about? I don't know. I guess just recently I've been thinking about cars a lot more, just because like of, I guess like many reasons. Some I already said. I guess it's also because I'm just like trying to think how I want to make my human designs of like some characters, like how will I make this like work and all that. I guess at the moment I'm trying to think about like what other Pixar movies are there that I didn't really talk much. I did mention Monsters Inc. already, like briefly. I'm still not over seeing Finding Nemo so many times growing up. I've seen it more than like any other movie I think, like in my life at this point. Oh my goodness. I don't want to think about that just because I've seen that movie so many times. I think everyone has, like, because it's like the one movie that schools will play on like the TV, like in class and stuff, and it's like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, so many trash bags. Oh my gosh. Unlike the, wait, this is the greenhouse? It's the maze. Oh, it goes into, well, first off, I need to dump these bags into, like, the trash. Now that I remember, this is kind of random, but, oh my gosh. Okay, obviously one thing that, like, happens a lot with older movies is how, like, there's, like, nowadays, like, people watch them and they're like, yeah, this is a good meme format, and among other things. And one thing well, that was weird. Okay. One thing I'm remembering is that, like, oh my gosh, there was this like massive theory or meme or something. I don't know, meme. I don't know what it is, but like mostly a theory. Where people are like, oh my gosh, in Deltarune chapter 3 or 4, like the secret boss will be a cowboy, and it kind of, the theory was called like the friend inside me or something, which is in reference to like Toy Story, because Woody, cowboy and stuff. Yeah, it was something. And yeah. Like all that happened and stuff. Like in the Deltarune community. I didn't really pay much attention to all that stuff, but it definitely was something that people were like talking about in terms of theories before chapter 3 and 4 dropped. And it was definitely something. I don't want to think about it too much though, so. Gosh, yeah, there was like quite a lot of theories before chapter 3 and 4 for Deltarune dropped, and the moment it dropped, it's like a new meme like emerged, being like, haha, all your theories are wrong. Just, yeah. It definitely blew our expectations, like, quite a bit. I will say I didn't think too much on theories, so I technically was spared from all that in a way, so Yeah, but there was quite a lot, like, going on in Deltarune community when I wasn't, like, even looking at it at one point, so. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, I just realized Cars have, the first Cars movie has at least, like, 3 songs or something. That, one of them, oh my gosh, is such a classic because it's stuck in my head for, like, so long. I think it's called, if I'm right, the song in particular, there's 3 songs, but this one is called Life is a Highway, I think. That one, oh my gosh. I guess that's why the movie stuck to me, because, like, it, like, that, like, one, like, it has 3 songs, but that one stuck out to me because of the highway thing. I think because it just, like, really, like, they're really showcasing the environment in, like, in that scene of the movie. And also the fact that I've been on the highway a lot growing up. Well, I mean, all of us have been, like, when driving to locations, but, like, without going too much into detail, because obviously I don't want to talk so much about my personal life, because it's my business. Oh gosh, just noticing a little bit lag. Okay. Well, not in the game, it's fine, but still. But, like, I will, like, the most I'll say is that, like, growing up, I've, like, I basically, like, traveled, like, quite a long distance, like, a week's worth of travel, like, with, like, my family, basically across the entire, like, states. Like, across the states. And, yeah. It was quite something. I'm not gonna say so much about that. I will say I was, like, moving, but that's, like, the most I'll say. I don't want to go too, like, detailed. Since, you know, it is personal. But, like, if I'm right, I think we actually played that song on the radio a few times, didn't they? Like, from the Cars movie? I don't know. I personally would not know, because it's been so long. So. But I do like the song. Oh my gosh, it's such a good song. It's a good country song, so yeah. I think country makes sense to call it. I don't know. Well, I think there was like a song with lyrics at the start of Cars as well. I don't remember. Like that, only that one song was the one that stuck to my head. Like, just like in Big Hero 6, the song Immortal, I think. Like, I was gonna sing part of it, but I don't want to sing it. So I'm not gonna do that. But that one song in Big Hero 6 is so good. If I'm right, the group that made that song is called Fall Out Boys, right? Or something. I don't remember, but it's such a good song. I like it. Okay, make sure I use crouch because I forget that I can. The key I should be most careful at pressing is the shift key. Although I'm pretty sure I disabled sticky keys, so we should not have that issue happening live on stream. If we do, then, well, that kind of sucks, so. Yeah. Also thinking about it, I feel like I could play music here, but the only reason I'm not is because since I'll be uploading it, I don't want to deal with, like, audio stuff. Pressica is, like, the only one I'd rather deal with that, considering, you know, Vocaloid. Like, music that I use is Vocaloid and all that. So you just hear the sound of my voice as I try to fill in the gaps of the silence, not make it awkward. Oh yeah, also, I don't play this other Hoyo game. But I've been seeing so much chaos happening among the fans, like, in the past few days. Also, it's not like I could spoil anything. I literally have no idea what's happening anyway, so... I'm just like, I just see chaos, as if I just brought pizza home for everyone. And everything's on fire. I love that meme, though. Just like, someone came home with the pizza and everything's just chaos. Yeah. I have no idea what's happening. I just see the chaos unfold. But now I'm curious about what's happening, but because I don't know anything about the story, I actually have no context as to what is even happening. Also, I'm just realizing I don't need to put the trash bags into the bin yet. I should probably just make a pile of them and then worry about it later. Gosh, there's so many things. I'll just put that there. Yeah, I've seen comments, I've seen posts about that. Where people were like, oh my gosh! Yeah. Yeah, definitely I've been seeing chaos. And also as someone who don't even know what's going on in that story, I'm just like, out of the loop. So anyways, I just remembered something, random. There goes stream elements. I did set stream elements to be every 2 message every 30 minutes, so that's probably why it keeps showing up. Anyways, moving along. So I just randomly remembered that this movie called the Bee Movie exists, which is a movie. I will say it is a movie I watched. I don't remember if I actually saw that one in theaters or not. But I still remember, like roughly almost 10 years ago, it saw a resurgence of sorts and people started memeing it like crazy or something. I think the reason just had to do with because it started because someone for some reason technically woke up one day and went like, you know, I'm going to print the Bee Movie script onto a shirt. I think that's how it all started. And then it went from there as a meme. I don't know. That was apparently something that happened after people started remembering the Bee Movie existed. Like, why was this... I do remember watching it as a kid. It's an interesting movie. But I definitely didn't think too much of it when I was like a kid. Because obviously when you're a kid, you kind of don't care. Like, a little bit. With what you're watching. And of course, like... that can all change, like, as you get older. Like you realize, yeah, I don't know why I enjoyed this as a kid or something. I don't know. I never saw the movie again. Since, I think, or whatever. I don't know. But I did see it, and it was the strangest. It was, I wouldn't say the strangest thing, but it did, like, when I saw, like, clips again, I'm like, why did I watch this movie? Oh my god, it's such a strange movie. It really... Wait, which company made that movie? I didn't check. I should have checked when I remembered the Bee Movie earlier today, but I forgot to. I think it was DreamWorks? Either DreamWorks or something. I know it wasn't Disney, and it certainly isn't Pixar, so... yeah. Yeah, that was for sure a movie that happened. It was made and stuff like that. I love watching this one person's video on it because, like, they talked about, like, this strange movie. The only reason, like, it was brought up again years later is because it became a meme. I think the best thing I've seen related to it, like, outside of the movie, was that someone made a video where it's like, the Bee Movie, but every single time they say bee, it gets faster. And I'm like, oh. Already within the first few seconds was like, it was already going pretty fast. Just... I'm like, why was that even a thing? I end up beginning in a movie having this, like, I don't know what it was exactly, but it's like the laws of aviation and something flying have to do with the bee. I don't know. Just... Oh my gosh. That movie was definitely something. And some parts are kind of horrifying now, I guess, considering, like, the aftermath of the B court case or something. I don't know. But putting that aside, it's definitely a movie that was made. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, I think I did watch that movie. I feel like at this point, it's like trying to remember which movies I randomly watched in theaters before, like, a certain point into 2010s, because that's when I haven't really watched movies in theaters, except for, like, some cases, like the My Hero movies, although 2 of them, I didn't see any other movie after the first 2, I did not see in theaters, because there was the lockdown stuff, and I just, you know, I wanted to be safe and all that. Yeah, at the moment, I'm just trying to think, which movies did I watch in theaters, specifically, during the 2000s? Obviously I've seen Cars, because I remember the day I watched it pretty clearly. Like, at least, like, the circumstantial stuff, like, I was wearing a red shirt, and, like, I remember, like, my family approaching the theater and stuff, and, yeah, all these little things. I've seen Cars in theaters. I've seen Up in theaters. I didn't see Ratatouille in theaters. I saw it later, though. I did see the Bee movie in theaters, which, yes, that is definitely something. I've seen Big Hero 6 in theaters. I've seen the second How to Train Your Dragon. No, I didn't see Inside. I saw Inside Out on TV. So not in theaters. I've seen Brave on TV. Oh yeah, Brave is a Pixar movie. I guess it's kind of hard to remember that because, like, it is the first time they made essentially a Disney princess. So I guess that makes sense. Like, why you wouldn't remember it too well? Why people won't remember it too well, I mean. I don't know if I've seen Wreck-It Ralph in theaters. I'm trying to think, did I? I don't actually remember. I think that one is a blur for me. Oh, I've seen Rise of the Guardians. Yeah, I've seen that one in theaters. I remember wanting to watch it because, okay, I will be honest, I think a lot of people watch that movie because of, like, Jack Frost. Let's be honest. I think a good number of people watch that movie because of him. Like, and I'll admit, at, like, the age I was at the time, which was little, young, yeah, not wrong. I didn't think it was a bad movie. And they did think of making it like its own franchise, but they didn't. Which is kind of sad. I guess it's okay. I will say, thinking about that movie years later, oh my gosh, like, it makes me think about, like, okay, so basically, I'm fine to talk about spoilers with the movies. It's okay. But, like, the movie, like, reveals, like, Jack's life as before, like, it shows his human life. And that he has a little sister when he was human. And, oh my goodness. I think one thing that I thought about with it, and a lot of people also thought about, was that, like, they never really showed too much more of his past besides, like, what led to his death. But, like, just the fact that, like, he's, like, what happens is that he saves his sister, and then he fell into the ice. And, of course, some people be like, wait, Dad, why didn't he swim? And you also have to remember, it was freezing cold, so if your body temperature is, like, hit with, like, very freezing water, you would be in shock. Basically, it's like a sudden temperature change. You're in a state of shock. So, that's why. But also, like, oh my gosh, when I remember that movie, that scene, like, it made me realize how much more painful it is, because you start to think, like, you never see the reaction from the sister, like, seeing her brother fall in the ice like that and pretty much die in that moment. Like, it's just, like, it makes you think how... It makes you think how, like, must have reacted and stuff to that. Like, it makes you really think, and it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah, like, it makes you really think. I remember at one point when I remembered Rise of the Guardians, I thought about, like that scene, like, that part of his past, and, like, well, it is mainly the only part of his past that we know of, for sure, but, like, it just, oh my gosh, I remember seeing more people talk about it, and just, like, how it's, like, pretty terrifying, like, and really heartbreaking. It's, like, how, like, how the sister must have felt after he died, like, in that moment. And it's just like, oh my goodness, that is so heartbreaking. And how, like, a lot of us were thinking, like, how she must have felt, how, like, the fact is, like, probably felt guilt that, for example, like, oh, like, if I hadn't been on the ice and like that or something, like, he wouldn't have, you know, died and all that. It's like, oh my gosh. It's really a moment of, like, at least, like, obviously, okay, I wouldn't say obviously, but they did think of making it a franchise at one point, but that never happened, so like, any plans to elaborate on this is never happening. But, oh my goodness, like, it really makes you think, and I'm like, that is so sad. Oh my goodness. Like, it really makes you think, like, of the terrifying reality for, like, his sister in that moment, and just, like, and because it's, like, if I'm right, it's, like, roughly 300 years since that day, like 300 years passed since then, maybe even more. It's like, oh my goodness. It really makes you think, and that is just so sad to think about. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's not think about that too much. But I still remember when I made that realization, when I remembered the movie again, I was like, oh my goodness, I never thought of that. To be fair, when you're young, you don't really think about this stuff in, like, movies. And then when you do, you're like, oh, wow, this is so depressing. Oh, great. Now I'm thinking about the Cars thing again. Oh, no. It's the one where it's just, like, the conspiracy theories of, like, how does any of this make sense? And I'm like, oh my goodness. I do like how it can be summarized as, just don't think about it. Because it's like, if you keep questioning the world building of Cars and the logic behind it, it's just gonna make your brain explode. Keep thinking about it. But also, like, don't think about it. If kids didn't think about it, then don't think about it. Almost done with these ones, and then I have the secret room to unlock, and whatever happens after that, I don't know. We'll see. This game is fun, though. I like picking up all these leaves. I also, speaking of the whole, like, random conspiracy theories with Cars, like, it's similar to the, it's similar to all the crazy conspiracy theories with, like, Fall Guys and stuff. Like, yes, this is what's inside the bean, like, the character you control and stuff. And I'm like, oh my goodness, you people, why do you think of these? Oh, there's a leaf. Yay! Clean up all the leaves. There's still more, and there's still the things I haven't found yet. Oh my gosh. I don't want to think about this diagram conspiracy theory stuff because it's so weird. Unlock the secret room. What? I don't like this. I don't like this. I have to see it anyway. Right. Oh, I hate it. I hate this. What is happening? Right. Oh my gosh, my house. Just hearing the dogs and make the house shake a little bit, and that scared me more. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I can't open the menu, by the way. I'm dead. What the heck? What is this? No, I don't think I'm actually dead in the game. I just said that because he fell. What the heck is that? Oh no! That's a Steam profile picture. What is this? Collect all the photos. Under 40 minutes. You can finish this game under 40 minutes? Okay. Okay! That happened. Oh my goodness. What the heck? Okay, that happened. Well, that was pretty much the game. Okay, let me go down to the rest of this here. There. Well, I guess at this point I could just find all the, secrets. Oh, I can't go back there because I finished everything. It felt like I died in a moment because it went to black screen and then just like, what? Okay, let me at least try to get some achievements here. Collect the mysterious photos and dump this bag somewhere. Alright. Wow, that took me out. I will say that took me out because I was like, what the heck? Oh, here we go. Here's one. Oh, is that... Was this whole time, like, hinting at the squirrels being, like, villains or something? Is the photos that are, like, scattered around or something? So random. I was like... And just the fact that the UI disappeared and I was like, oh no, it's one of these again. Not in a bad way, but, like, it's kind of like a game about digging a hole where... It's like, oh noes! There were moles underground and stuff, and yeah. What the heck is happening here? Oh, here you go. Oh, yeah, the photos were hinting at it this whole time. Oh, and there were cameras. Oh. Interesting. Oh! There you go. Another one. Also, I love to keep talking about stuff, but that threw me off so much. just that happening. Oh gosh, the floor is glitching. Alright, speaking of glitches, I remember... Okay, when I was doing Act 4 of Song of the Woken Moon in Genshin, like... I saw, like, a little graphical glitch happen, like, for a brief second. I thought I was imagining it, but I was going through my editing of the VOD, and I just saw it. It was a literal, like, singular frame, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Has to be here somewhere. I don't think the court. Oh no, here you go. Here's one. Then this might have to be greenhouse or something then, right? I feel like it would have to be. No, that's just air. Oh, there it is! There you go. Oh my goodness. Found the last one. There you go, I got all of these. now there's just one more. I am probably gonna look up how to do this because this one, I don't know exactly how to do it. Oh, okay. Okay, I think, okay, according to what I checked, this is how I can do this achievement. Okay, apparently it says be, like, in this area. No. Oh, wait! Wait, really? Wait, do I have to... Wait, how am I supposed to do this? Thank goodness I... Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. This one is a little more difficult because you really have to be precise. That's... Okay. Oh wait, don't believe from... Oh wait. Do I have to do this from, like... Oh gosh. Okay, good. Okay, I think I get... Oh, wait, no. I think I get it. I have to... I got it. Okay, I think I figured it out. I have to... run, I have to sprint, jump, and make this like... It's like I'm throwing basketball again. This is going to take a while. Okay. Well, now I figured it out, so that's a good thing. Let's at least do this achievement and then I'll be done here. Oh, wait. This is gonna be difficult. Yay! I did it! Complete all the objectives and do that thing. That achievement. Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, I did it. And at the moment... Let's see. I just have 3 other achievements, which is complete the game in under 40 minutes. Earn an immense number of shack leaves. Okay. And complete the game without repairing any leaf inlets, which, I did do that, but I didn't think that was an achievement, so that makes sense. Well, I guess we could just dump the rest here since I'm done. Might as well. Since I finished all the objectives and all that. Alright. And make sure I did throw all of it away. Might as well, it's like we're cleaning it all up. Still not over the end of the game. There we go. And we're done! Yay! I have done it. Alright. Okay, where do I... I guess it doesn't matter where I am. Well, that was it. Oh, wait. Okay, good. For a second, I thought I was gonna close out the game entirely, which wouldn't be a bad thing, but that'd be something if it did. Anyways, that was the game. Leave it alone. Obviously, as I brought up, there's 3 more achievements I can get, but I could just do that on my own time if I want 100%, so yeah. It's a fun little game with such a strange little ending there with the secret room and these squirrels and stuff. Oh my goodness. I will say the moment I crouched into that vent, I was like, oh no. Because like the UI disappeared and it made me think of the game called A Game About Digging a Hole or something. Where it's like, oh gosh, near the end. But overall, a nice little game, collecting leaves and all that. Like cleaning the yard, removing all the leaves. It's also a very fitting fall game, since autumn fall season game, since it is the appropriate season with all these leaves and stuff, like being orange, yellow, red, and all that. It's a lovely little game. I thought it was adorable. Weird ending, but okay. These squirrels were just watching me, and apparently they're doing experiments or something. I don't know what they were doing. Overall, a lovely little game. I like it. And obviously, I do want to play more of these kind of little games. Like, I do want to be more variety after all. Like, I don't just play one thing or do one thing on stream, so, you know. And, yeah. It's just like how I played Unpacking. Like, a little game I want to do something different, like, occasionally. And, yeah. I think I have quite a few games like that. There's one that I gotten ages ago called What Remains of Edith Finch. I never played that. I have bought it, though, when it was on sale. I have seen it, though, years and years ago, which is the reason why I bought the game. Because I thought it was a really nice narrative game. I'll see. I don't know. I still remember how that game, like, plays out, so I'm like, I don't know. It's not a bad game. It's just emotional, so I don't know. I'll think about it. But overall, yeah, I do want to play more of these, like, one-off games occasionally. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, this little game is really lovely. I love it. And, gosh. I think that ending just, like, was like, oh my goodness, what? I will say, even though I saw someone play this for a bit, I did not see the conclusion of the run, so that's why that shocked me, if I had to be honest, so, yeah. And, I think that's it. So anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.